Welcome to the latest news about the Duggar family. In the deep silence of early spring, when the first dogwoods bloom along the fence line of the seawalled property, and the soil begins to awaken from its winter hibernation, a sacred expectation stirs beneath the surface. Instead of fanfare or cheering, it begins with the delicate fluttering pulse of new life. A vow hidden deep within harpy and echo. The early morning sun peeks through the lace as Jessa Duggar Seawald sits at her kitchen table. Drapery with trimmings. Coffee in her mug, half full, now lukewarm from obsession. Beside her, a toddler is curled up in a blanket on the bench seat, still half asleep. Her hand instinctively, politely, and defensively goes to her tummy. Baby number 6 spins inside. There isn't a single camera here. Not a production crew, just the ticking of clocks over the sink, and the murmur of a house waking up. Among 19 siblings from a large Arkansas family, Jessa first came into contact with the outside world as a teenager. Would grow to be both admired and contentious. She was the third daughter of the Duggar family. She was quiet yet understated, often holding a child in her arms and a to-do list in her hand. Life back then moved in deliberate, fast rhythms. Bible lessons, hair braiding circles, task rotations, and the constant presence of TLC cameras. Even as the intensity of the spotlight increased, Jessa continued to imagine a different existence, albeit one that was behind the scenes. A more straightforward one, a life made for reality, not TV. She was brimming with curiosity, and at the age of 18, she met Ben Seawald. He was a gentle, thoughtful man who listened more than he talked. Their courtship, which included hand-holding, supervised visits, and sharing of scriptures, was the stuff of evangelical fairy tales. But beneath the glossy image, something more intimate was taking shape. A partnership founded on peaceful faith and genuine hope. They got married in 2014. Like a swirl, a television wedding, a first kiss in front of millions of viewers, and then came Spurgeon. Then everything changed. Motherhood was like a tidal wave to Jessa. Magnificent and majestic. The unfathomable beauty of holding your child close to your heart is accompanied by diapers, tears, restless nights, and sore arms. Glory, Fern, Ivy, Henry, and Virgin. With every new birth, Jessa began to lose a little bit of her old personality as each young person brought new ideas, new studies, and new delights. Not in bitterness, but in growth. She marketed red carpets for hardwood floors and sleep plans for television schedules. Using toys, acknowledging faith. She is currently preparing for the 6th child. The news was simple, like almost everything in the Seawald household. An idle post with a sweet photo and the words, "Baby Seawald number 6 is on the way. We are truly grateful to you." No sparkles were present. Grand gender doesn't reveal anything. Sponsored counts are not available. Just a simple thank you. There are a ton of answers underneath that post as well. Millions of comments. Sons and hearts, please pray. Contentment and speculation. Yet loyal, but yet. The Duggar watchers are curious. However, it has nothing to do with clicks or comments inside the house. It is about life's little flickering becoming more potent each day. It was a quiet session with the ultrasonic therapist. Ben took her hand in his. Jessa took a sharp breath. The screen wavered. A steady rhythm formed there. Firm and confident. The kid kicked once, then again. Ben, despite his own sorrow, was kind to Jess. After that, they decided not to reveal the gender. Not quite out of. Not from secrecy but from holiness. They believed that this would be a treasure that they would cherish forever. The children began sides at home. Bergen is certain that this is a boy. Ivy wishes she had a sister she could dress up in pink. All Henry wants is for the infant to refrain from stealing his Legos. Fern is determined to call it Apple. Glory claps her little hands and shouts baby a lot. And Jessa watches them with a kind grin, her heart full. This pregnancy is different from the others. Not due to challenges. Luckily, except from memory, there are none. There was a loss a year ago. A child that didn't open their eyes. The heart stopped beating too soon. Then brave but trembling, Jessa spoke about it. She talked to make people feel less alone. Loss may therefore bind rather than separate. That infant still lives in her heart. Thus, while this new child grows inside of her, she bears the joy and the sorrow side by side. Motherhood has a lot of sacred weight. It conveys both shade and light. Their days are hectic. Monday begins with spilled milk and oatmeal. Ivy brushes her whistles and teeth. Breakfast. Spurgeon reads aloud from the Psalms. Ben wipes the counters as he runs over them. Glory does at least a dozen dances in the living room. Fern looks around. Has the baby arrived? Around 9 is when homeschooling begins. Jessa is seated at the table with books, crayons, and flashcards. There are many mathematical teachings, but they are also elegant. Halfway through a class, the baby pauses with one palm on her stomach and kicks. During those moments, everything else vanishes. Their faith remains basic, even though it has evolved into deeper, more subdued, and focused more on loyalty than philosophy. They pray before lunch. Before going to bed, they sing hymns. Instead of describing God as a distant ruler, they described him as a comforter in the here and now. Sayings Jessa is different today. Living is more important than perfection. She no longer feels that she must project a godly image to the public at this time. She now simply makes an effort to be courteous to herself, her kids, and the confusion of it all. Ben continues to be her rock. He works from home most of the time, and type in between diaper changes and feeding breaks. Despite his silence, he never appears to be far away. When he is exhausted, Jessa takes over the bath. When she's exhausted, he reads scripture out loud. She is radiant. When she is glowing, he lets her know. The man he was 19 years ago has changed. She is more confident, more patient, and more present. Until they consistently cross paths again, they are not always in accord. This is their pact. Late at night, when the house is quiet, they dream out loud. The youngster will ask, "What? Will? Do they see the eyes of Jess?" Ben chuckled. "Will the garden have tomato plants? Play the piano. Learn to memorize proverbs." They discuss names. Names found in scripture. Names derived from the environment. Historical names. They haven't made a decision yet. But in their prayers, they mutter them all. The name Duggar is still often used in the media. Category for candle critique. However, Jessa has learnt to let go of things that are out of her control. She doesn't defend herself. She's not denying it. She simply survives. Not in a well-considered brand, but in real unadulterated parenting, in learning, forgiving, and being gracious. Labor may begin under a full moon on a day not too far away, possibly on a Sunday after church. Jessa will recognize it. She never lets you down. The hospital bag will be their first port of call. Give the children a kiss as you say goodbye. Ben will be the driver. Jessa will also take a deep breath in that sacred space between pain and relief. She will seize the opportunity. Next came the scream. Plea that splits the night. In that moment, the world begins anew with a new voice and soul. They'll return to their home. There's a boss sign in the bedroom. The closet is filled with the closest diapers. Ivy is going to turn the baby over. Henry is prepared to offer his teddy bear. Bergen will use a psalm to review them. Small toes will be kissed by Fern. We'll hear Glory say, "Baby sleepin'." Then pat your head lightly. And Jessa will sit with the baby on her chest, tired, intelligent, and alive. Additionally, she will know enough. Is stated here. Since celebrity is not at the center of this story, this covers everything. It has nothing to do with redemption arcs or reality TV replays. Again and again, everything comes down to family, resiliency, and the wonder of life. Furthermore, 6 is more than just another chapter for Jessa Duggar Seawald. This is a new beginning, a sacred continuation. A whisper from heaven is heard. A message of love sent through midnight meals and tiny kicks. This is her story. Until it is developed, until it is respected, until it exudes grace, and the best is yet to come. The rumors are over. If you enjoy the video, please leave a comment below, and follow us by subscribing to the channel. Thank you.